And we are live. We're live, baby.
Good morning. How are you, folk?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm happy to be here with you. Good morning, baby.
Good morning. Today it's shouted out. You're just disappearing.
I'm surprised this color can work.
I know. Oh,
I will get some water for us.
yeah, you're totally disappearing every time you turn your head. But well, not turn your head. Fortunately, you're still there. There you go. There you're back. There you go.
I think I like this superpower.
It is a superpower.
Imagine you can do that in real life.
So, welcome to Let's Talk About It. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Good morning to all of you out there who join us, but don't say anything. Now I know that you're out there. Shout it out to one of my authors, one of my new authors. His name is Allah, King Wize Allah, and he is watching us. I don't know if he's watching at the time, but I have been finding out that he has been tuning into our show, and you can actually get your copy of his book. The link is in the description. The name of the book is, and we're going to have him on potentially next week or as soon as we can, is My Life as a 5%er. It's a 36 chamber disciple. And it is a riveting book. Good morning,
If you
Dr.
grew up
Debra.
in New York City, Brooklyn particularly, maybe other boroughs as well, in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, you know the 5%ers. Okay. It's not 5%er, actually. It's the 5%.
Yeah,
okay.
They don't regard themselves as the 5% when you're talking about themselves.
I've talked to many 5%ers, and
one of them. See, 5%.
I say it, but I've never been a 5%er. But I've talked to many of them, and one dude kind of got me. It's not 5%er, it's the 5% that really know what's going on.
Well, you're welcome to challenge him to that question when he joins us. Good morning, Dr. Debra. But this is a riveting book. He does not hold back anything, and he keeps you at the edge of your seat, looking, reading, and remember, Empowerment Publishing Publishing and Multimedia publishes stories that,
Miss Phillips put it in too.
That are true. That's right. Thank you. 5%. Well, that's not how he chose to title the book. My Life as a 5%er, a 36 chamber disciple. And I look forward to hearing.
What's today's mathematics, cuz? He's not gonna like that part, but if I say stuff like that, probably, I don't know.
There's not. He'll go right along and explain and drop the science to you where you need it.
Kick the knowledge.
That's right. He's a very well-versed individual. I have enjoyed working with him on this project. Look forward to future projects, and you guys are going to enjoy him.
What a cool business Lisa has. She gets to meet interesting people that have done interesting things and have overcome interesting things, and with an interesting story to tell.
Absolutely. A good morning,
Good morning, Dr. Debra. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. How you guys doing? Shout It Out Friday is upon us. Let me say something. Get this off my chest. Okay, a couple things. You know what really grinds my gear? No, that's Family Guy. But the human drama of athletic competition is really, really compelling this year in the college basketball championship tournament, the NCAAs. But some of the games are in California, so they don't start until like 9:59. Last night, the last game started at 9:59. I mean, that wasn't the last game, but that was last one. I mean, there was one that started after that. And I couldn't pull myself away from the games. So it was like 1:00 when the games finally ended. Oh, I have to watch them though.
Dr. Debra says, I'm looking forward to meeting him. Dr. Debra, actually, he is an integral part of the organization that awarded you last year. The organization that awarded you
Community Driver of the Year.
Community Drivers. He is an integral part of that, and you'll find out why and what happened and who all and what to for and everything when we have him on. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. Phyllis said my vertigo is acting up. Oh my goodness. It must be the lighting, Dr. Beverly. I haven't been out in the sun. I'm actually pretty much inside.
I don't think she's saying it's caused by our show. It's her vertigo.
No, honey, two different things. So Miss Phyllis said her vertigo is acting up, and vertigo is serious, and she does a lot of walking. I don't know if it's safe with you having vertigo out there doing all of that.
My
walking.
youngest sister has it, and they put her on such powerful medicine that just zapped her out. So she had to stop taking it and go on something else. Lisa, you look like you've been tanning. Actually.
That was what I was responding to. Mm-hmm. When I said I have not been outside. It's the way I put on my makeup.
You have vertigo. Oh no! And actually, I haven't been outside. I mean, I'm afraid of you walking and something like that. So
it's okay. You could be right. Good morning, Melissa. I actually thought about you this morning. I saw something that inspired me to think of you. Stay tuned for the beauty cards at 9:30. Definitely some inspiration there. In addition to today being shouted out Friday, it is how do you recalibrate? Because sometimes we show back up here on Monday and some people haven't taken any time off. That's what the weekends are intended to be for. They are to reset, to recalibrate, to renew, refresh, and rethink what you're working on, or maybe just take a moment away. How do you recalibrate?
I wish we could show my 1-minute testimony on video.
We can.
Do I need to send it to you?
I got it. Can you do something else while I get trying to get it all together?
Can I chew? Can a brother chew?
Oh.
Dang. I was going to say, I'm going to share some more stuff. This is Shout It Out Friday. And man, I got some shout outs for you. And I hope you got some shout outs as well. Dr. Debra Nelson says, shout out to Michelle DeWitt, Unbreakable Faith Inc. on their business launch tomorrow.
That's right.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. We know Michelle DeWitt. We love Michelle DeWitt. And she's going to launch it tomorrow. How about that? Thank you for that shout out.
I'm going to be one of the featured speakers there tomorrow to bless the event. I'm looking forward to it. Dr. Beverly says, Phyllis, stop saying my vertigo. As long as you claim it as yours, you will keep it. Let it go. Let go of that possession. You can feel better. You know, out of the mouth is what you say and what you will have. Praying for you. You are stronger than vertigo. I believe that.
With a lot of exclamation points. She says, I've had it for 2 months. Not as bad as today, though. Oh no. So she's having a day. And Miss Phyllis says, you're right as well. Yesterday afternoon, I did a thing. I looked at my invoices, the paid invoices, and people who have done part of work with me. So I took a large portion of the afternoon yesterday, and I just started calling people that have invested money in me, had taken 1 training or 10 trainings, whatever. So I just went down the line and was calling them. And let me tell you something. It was the most encouraging thing I've done in a long, long time. I'm going to tell you why it was so encouraging. To a man and to a woman, everybody that I called was happy to hear from me. Even people that I called that hadn't worked with me in a year, even people that I thought it didn't end well, they were so happy to hear from me. And I got so many great compliments about how, even like there was this one lady, I was like, oh man, this did not go well at all. I didn't enjoy her like that. She wasn't receiving me. Even those people I called, and even they was like, man, the stuff you taught me, Brian, was so helpful. You're the best. You're the greatest. So I got a lot of that. I even got a call last night at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. I'm already watching the games. 8 p.m. This lady called me up out of New York, and an Italian lady, with a very heavy New York Italian accent too. I'm not gonna say her name because I almost did say her name. She goes, oh, Brian, hey, how you doing? I was like, good. I said, thanks for calling me back. I said, I got a couple of questions for you. She said, what's that? I said, so what do you do for a living? And she was able to tell me based on what she learned from me a year ago or close to a year ago. And then I said, so how's it going? Because I have something I want to offer and all that kind of thing. And she was, first off, she wanted to compliment and praise me, how my training has kind of stuck with her. And she only did one session. And then I got blessed with a video testimonial. A lady who took my training not that long ago, actually. She took 3 sessions with me not that long ago, actually. And she decided to create a video testimony. It's about 1 minute long, and I'm hoping Lisa's going to be able to share it with you guys here because I want to share it with you. But as Lisa's pulling it up so that she can do that, I want to tell you, as an entrepreneur, someone that's been in the game for longer than 6 months' time, you've had clients over time. Is that showing? Okay. You've had clients over time, and it's a good use of your time. You won't do it every day, but every now and then you might want to call back your past clients because sometimes they may have a question for you, or sometimes they need clarification on something, or they need to be reiterated something, and sometimes they just want to sing your praises. So it's always good if you check on them again. And that was a really, really good use of my time. I felt taller. I felt better about myself. And it was just great to do. So that's one shout out for me.
It can be. It definitely can be. It definitely can make a difference in not only in your feeling about them, but also their feelings about you.
One lady out of New Jersey, when I called her and I said, "So what do you do for a living?" And she goes, "Brian, you are so funny." She goes, I had to give her grace actually, because, well, she told me her reason for living is gone. Her mother passed away. And then we had a chance to talk about that, and I got a chance to minister. But she was so grateful that I called, particularly in that moment. That's the other thing. You don't know where someone is. She needed to hear my friendly voice, maybe just added a little bit to her day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and share this.
Well, Lisa's pulling it up so that she can share it. Okay. Stop it, because it's not no volume.
I hear you.
Okay.
All right, let me get this right. I got to find out what's going on. Maybe it's the volume is off. That could have been it.
That's what it is.
All right. Now we got to get the share back.
So we're going to try this again, y'all. It's a 1 minute long video testimonials. They matter.
Nope, still not volume.
Right here. We're going to see.
I'm excited today to talk to you about a friend of mine now. His name is Brian K. McNeill. Why is he a friend now? Well, I was struggling in my business to sell because I really didn't like sales until I met Brian K. McNeill. He gave me techniques and sales strategies that I had never heard before. He taught me the psychology of selling. And now I'm a lean, mean selling machine. Baby, let me tell you, Brian K. McNeill knows exactly what to do. He knows his stuff. If you're looking to increase your sales volume at all, and if you're a business owner, that goes without saying, you have to hire Brian K. McNeill. He's the best of the best that I've ever seen. Thank you so much, Brian K. McNeill, for being my sales confidence coach, because now I'm confident when I sell. I'm excited today to talk to you about.
I'm excited. That was an awesome testimonial. We had to get through some stuff to get to it, but it really was cool.
How was that? Now, that lady that gave that testimony, her name is Barbara H. Smith. Barbara is an international presentation coach. And she goes back, when I say international, she's really international. She physically goes to Africa with Dr. Ruben West. Since like November of last year, she's been 3 times with Dr. Ruben West. Dr. Ruben West, if you don't know him, look him up. But she goes with him. She travels with him. And he's very expensive to consult with. But she travels with him and she hangs out with him all day. So when there's no one around and he's chilling, he can still pour into her. That's what she does. But hanging out with people, great people like Dr. Ruben West, and the people that he brings around him. He brings Les Brown with him. He brings powerful people. That's what she does. And she's been in the game a long time, and she's very, very good at her game. But she still didn't like selling until we got together. So I love that testimonial. I'm going to post it a few different places today. How about you? How about you? So have you had anything that made you feel good this week? Is there anything in particular you want to shout out this week? Yes, Miss Phillips, I'm thinking about that as well. Dr. Beverly gave very, very good counsel, I believe.
Dr. Ephraim Lopez, Dr. Ello. Ello. I don't know if
he
that's
says
how you.
Hello, and then he got
Hello, Ello. Hello. Good morning to you.
Okay. So shout out Friday, man. That made me feel good yesterday. I'm going to watch the games again tonight, even though it might be late. But I'm excited about today because of what I did yesterday. Today is March the 25th. And so you still got some time to make this a winning month, because one day can really make your week, and 1 week can really make your month. And we got another full week to go for this month. So even if this month was rocking or not rocking for you, you got enough time to make this a winning month. Isn't that exciting?
Absolutely. Good morning again, Dr. Ephraim. Thank you for joining us from LinkedIn, from the LinkedIn world. We're live over there on LinkedIn, YouTube, as well as right here on Facebook Live on several different channels. Please be sure to comment so that we know that you're here, and like so that we can let Facebook know that you're here, and make sure you subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube.
This show is called Let's Talk About It, and we've been doing this show since October of 2016, Monday through Friday. That's right. It's always a winning month. From Dr. Ephraim, it's always a winning month. If I am alive and healthy, amen. Amen. Perspective matters. Perspective matters. We talk about that all the time. Can y'all see this? Okay. Can y'all see this? You surely can. But if I just turn my hand a little bit, you can't see it anymore. But do you know it's still there? Are you sure? What if I did a magic trick and it's gone now? But the point is, where your perspective is, your vantage point, the way you look at things matters greatly. If you look at it as, if I'm alive and healthy, I've had a winning month, you will. Now, aren't y'all curious? Because I do a little bit of magic. Aren't y'all curious if it's still in my hand or not? Oh no, it still is. But if I did this, if I did this right here, if I put it in this hand like that and went like this, you would think it's in this hand, but it's not. It's still here. Okay.
Good morning, Belinda. She says, good morning. I miss y'all. I've been working. I've been moving and shaking in the community. I was nominated for Women and Networking. I'm so excited. I am excited to you. Your birthday month was amazing. You had so much going on, and I'm so proud of you. I'm grateful that I get to shout you out.
But Linda Houston saying that she's been in the community moving and shaking is one of the most things ever, because that's what she do. She's always in the community moving and shaking. She's always giving. She's always serving. She's always showing up. She's always supporting things that help people. That's what she do. That's why she's a champion.
And we appreciate you taking your time to join us this morning.
I was starting to say, especially for our LinkedIn audience, the show is called Let's Talk About It. We've been doing this Monday through Friday since October of 2016. The show has a threefold purpose. We talk about personal conversations here,
business information,
and spiritual inspiration,
with a little bit of shenanigans thrown in.
That's right. Her name is Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And he is Brian K. McNeill.
That's right. And together we make up what's called the Empowerment Duo. And the Empowerment Duo has an expressed ministry. Our expressed ministry is
economic independence
through
entrepreneurship.
That's it. Economic independence through entrepreneurship. That's what we believe in. That's what we're about. That's what everything in the sphere of our lives has something to do with.
And we've been doing it long before some people have actually gravitated towards it. And we're excited that there are so many people that have now caught up to the realization of how important entrepreneurship is. It feels like we're in the entrepreneur revolution now, whereas we've been doing this for 6 years.
Together 6 years, but before
that we were doing it for longer than that.
Yes. Actually, it's amazing when we think about it. I had a conversation with a business consultant this week, and because he'd heard me give a talk where I was talking about entrepreneurs work without a net. Okay. You walk the tightrope without a net, okay? And I really like that, working without a net, yes. And what I mean when I say we work without a net, that means a trapeze artist, a tightrope walker, they may have a net when they do a show or something. That means if they slip and fall, that net will catch them so that they don't injure themselves or hit the ground. Okay, they have what's called a safety net. Well, entrepreneurs, we don't have a safety net because if we don't produce, we don't have an income coming in anyway. We don't have a salary. We don't have anything like that, So all the money we bring in, all the money we get is because we produce something. And I personally get jazzed up with the idea of every single dollar we get into this home is because we produce something. It makes me feel good. I like that. And not everyone feels that way, but the people that do feel that way get that point.
Absolutely. So once again, welcome. Today is Friday. Our topic is always on Friday. Shout it out Friday. Give you an opportunity to shout out your business, your cause, to shout out someone whose services you've utilized and appreciated, and to shout out anyone that you're pleased with. There you go.
Dr. Debra Dunstan. Shout out to Lala Middleton and her amazing panel of women for the Fix Your Crown Chica event tomorrow. Dr. Debra Dunstan, that's 2 for you. Good job, my sister. She shouted out 2 different people today. Lala Middleton is another friend of ours for a long time. It's interesting how she became our friend. I think the first time was I was giving a talk at UNC Charlotte. And one of the things I typically do is at some point I pick 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people out of the audience and bring them up on the stage, to do some stuff with them. It was a workshop for the youth, but she was there. And I pulled her on stage for something. And I was asking her questions and she could defend herself verbally. She was good on stage. And then after that, she started coming to the Empowerment Center for events. And then she hired me as her sales coach. But she became more than a client of ours. She became our good friend. Her and her mom throw the best parties. So we always go, if they invite us to anything, to their house. But now Lala is doing an event tomorrow. Fix Your Crown Chica. And I know she's got an amazing panel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Melissa says, Dr. Debra, I'm excited to be a speaker for this event, but it's happening on April the 9th. Michelle DeWitt has her event tomorrow. I hope to see you all. Absolutely. Thank you for that correction.
Yeah, that's very important.
Thank you for that correction, Melissa. The 9th is Lala's event, and tomorrow is Michelle's event.
Which one are you speaking at?
Michelle's event.
Okay, cool. So you will see us, Melissa. So that's going to be exciting. Dr. Debra confirms that's right. You want me to go get you tissues, baby?
Thank you.
I'm going to have to get up anyway because we don't have any bottled water in here. Okay, so those are amazing things. These events, it's hard to replace the energy and electricity and the magic that you get at an event.
I'm still really skeptical about it because I'm still, I guess I could say I'm just a little gun shy because for being around people. I'm looking forward to tomorrow, but I will not be mixing and mingling and up under people or anything like that. I'm not ready.
For those of you who don't know, we had us a COVID scare. I mean, a big one, on February the 7th, I got sick. Okay. And then, February 10th, I got sick for a couple of days, and then Lisa got sick. And then we both went and got checked out. Turns out we both had COVID, and it was really, really bad. And then the week after we had COVID, my wife ended up with blood clots on her lung that were caused by the COVID. And she ended up spending 6 days in the hospital. And then the weeks after we got out of the hospital were each day, I would say, we improved a little bit. Each day was a little bit better than the day before. But there were some scary moments in those weeks. And really, we weren't really doing us. We had to stop doing us because we had to take care of our physical health. And life will sometimes give you that opportunity to stop in your busyness. Stop in your business, to reevaluate what's real and what's important. Most important thing to me is my wife. That was more important than anything. So I had to, check myself and look at what's going on here. No, Brian, you got to take care of your wife, man. And I was so grateful that I was in a position that we could. We never went lacking for anything. Praise God for every single prayer we got. Praise God for all our friends and family that showed up to support us, to bring us food, to sit with us, all of those things. I will be eternally grateful for your help because I needed every bit of it. Every bit of it.
Absolutely. So what are you going to be doing to recalibrate?
Good question.
And to re-energize? What are your weekend plans?
This weekend?
Maybe it's going to an event like Dr. Debra and Melissa have shared. Maybe it's winding down and doing less. Maybe it's going roller skating. Maybe it's going by the water to put your feet in. What are you doing to recalibrate?
Or what could you do? Those are great suggestions. Walk in the lake, finding a place to put your feet in the water. Okay, could you do that this weekend? Could you go for a walk this weekend? Could you go into a pretty setting somewhere? Could you go to a museum this weekend? Could you? What could you do to recalibrate yourself? Could you go serve somewhere? Could you? Could you go read to somebody? Could you do that this weekend? Could you go visit? Could you make a phone call to that friend of yours that you haven't talked to in a while? Could you do that? What could you do to recalibrate yourself this weekend?
Happy today, Bill.
Good morning, Mr. William Brown. Mr. William Brown, this weekend here, what could you do or what will you do to recalibrate yourself? What could you do?
Dr. Ello, absolutely. He says, glad you're both okay. COVID is scary. I've managed not to get it yet. Thank and praise
God that I don't wish that on anyone.
Stay safe. And I certainly shall. And I am taking that very, very seriously while also trying not to turn into a recluse.
Yeah. And that's something else we have to manage, baby, because I feel your gun shyness of being around people. We've been invited to a few things, that's been easy for us to not go to, because some of this is gun shyness, about getting out in society again, because that's part of what makes life, being around people. So what could you do, Dr. Debra, to recalibrate? Or what will you do? Are you going to take any time? I know you're excited about all the stuff, the transition you're about to make. I know you're excited about. I know there's a lot of prep work that has to happen for you to make that kind of a big transition. So, but are you going to take any time for yourself? How about go get an ice cream cone? When was the last time you did that?
I did something yesterday. That was good to me.
What did you do yesterday?
I ate a steak.
Oh, yeah.
I've been pretty much pescatarian.
We were happy with our steak for lunch yesterday. There's that adage. If you want to be happy for a day, eat a steak. If you want to be happy for a week, take a cruise. If you want to be happy for a month, buy a new car. If you want to be happy for a year, win the lottery. And if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, win this football game. That was said by Mr. Lou Holtz as a motivational talk to his football team. But there are some events, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, do that. But a steak will make you happy for a day.
Miss Phillips said it's okay even if you just show up and don't stay long. Well, see, that's not typically how the events work. If we're invited to them, they're for a specified duration, and there's a specified amount of time and a specified number of things that we're supposed to do while we're there. And I'm just kind of not ready for that yet.
I will tell you, I believe there's going to be a blessing when you show up tomorrow. I do.
I'm going to be there tomorrow. I'm excited about tomorrow. But like I said, because I am one of the speakers, I think I get the benefit of not having to be out and about with everyone.
It's so exciting. This highlights an ice cream sounds good. Yeah, go get you an ice cream cone, like from a real ice cream shop. One of the things that happened to me during the time when Lisa and I had COVID, it was like early in the night, and I was dog sick. I was not feeling well. I was dog tired and sick, but I was booked to be a speaker at a webinar for a women's group. And because I was booked, we show up everywhere we're booked. I don't care. So I was dog tired, but it was a webinar. All I had to do was walk across the hall. I will read that by Miss Melissa. And I did this thing, and 15 minutes in, I was like really wanting this to be over with. But she wanted me to keep going. She wanted me to do this. And that event when I was sick. I pressed my way has been probably one of the single most profitable things I've done in a while, because the yield I've gotten from that event when I was sick and didn't want to do it has kept coming. More and more clients have come from that event. How did you find me? Well, you did this webinar with such and such, and you were fantastic that night. And I'll keep remembering, I was dog sick and didn't want to be there, but I pressed my way, and it's yielded me results over and over and over again a month later.
Melissa, thank you. Melissa said, speaking of food, I did end up going out to get the stuff to make a slamming grilled cheese like Chef George Allen mentioned yesterday. And it was so good that Charlotte wanted one too. And she always hated grilled cheese. I took some notes from Paw B.
That's right. Yeah, I get like cold cuts and cut them in shavings and sprinkle those in there. That's mine. Okay. I butter the outside of my bread, and I butter the outside of my bread and the inside of my bread too. So it's not going to be the low-fat healthy snack. It's going to be the high-fat cholesterol maker. I use the Rotel tomatoes. You can either use the spicy or the mild. Okay, I drain mine though, so there's not much juice in it. And I get good cheese, and at least 2 different kinds of cheeses too. So I put all that together, hook it up, flatten it out a little bit. World's greatest grilled cheese sandwich.
And I'm glad that you like it.
Lisa does not eat my grilled cheese sandwiches.
Not at all.
You tried them one time. She thought it was too much cheese or too much this or that.
Too much everything.
It was too much everything.
Dang.
That's why you can't do that every day. You can't even do that once a month. You can do that every now and then. Wayne Brown.
If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, decide to be happy.
Amen.
Not motivation, but aspiration.
That's going to be our take on it. And if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, decide to be happy. That's it, Bill. Thank you.
Melissa says grilled cheese aren't supposed to be healthy. I'm down for a cheesy calorie fast.
That's right. There's room for that in your life too. We need the sun and the rain. Come on.
It is now 9:30, and at 9:30 we share one of the beauty cards with our audience. It's inspired. This segment is inspired by Craig Sahab, and I will always attribute it to him because he loves a meditation thought, a mindfulness thought. And this card is called Calibrate. Calibrate. What's the picture of? I don't know. It's rather abstract.
It's like of a busy department store.
Maybe.
Okay, that's what.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway.
Craig says, just in time.
There you go, Craig. Hey, Craig.
This card is called Calibrate.
Calibrate. Like any fine instrument, we sometimes need to calibrate, to reset and balance. Calibration implies a set point, a true north with which to align. Once attuned to our deepest knowing, the way becomes clear.
Absolutely. A Stradivarius. You know what a Stradivarius is? It's a violin built by Mr. Stradivarius himself. It's one of the world's greatest instruments. And even the Stradivarius, that very fine instrument, needs to be calibrated and tuned up from time to time. Those amazing instruments. And your body is an amazing instrument. Your mind is an amazing instrument. And it needs to be calibrated from time to time. How can we calibrate our minds? How can we calibrate our bodies? What can we do? Well, one thing to do to calibrate our minds is something that Dr. Ello and Mr. William Brown have mentioned. Decide. Decide to be happy. Decide to be grateful for your health. Decide. I talked to someone just yesterday, and she goes, this lady told me I did an evaluation of her when I was making my calls, and one of the things I discovered is she does not value her own money. And I told her so. I said, it comes across to me that you don't value making money. You value your client's experience and highly, and you value your own money lowly, and it's coming across again and again and again. I keep catching you saying stuff like that. Like, I'm not trying to make a whole lot of money. I just want to make my clients happy. Well, if you say that kind of stuff out your mouth, okay, and then she defends that. I'm not doing this just for money. Ugh. So I told her so. And when I called her yesterday, she goes, Brian, my business is doing well. I said, really? Tell me, what do you attribute that to? She goes, one thing is I decided that I want to make money now. How about that?
A decision, a line in the sand. Let me read the card again.
Okay.
Calibrate. Like any fine instrument, we sometimes need to calibrate, to reset and balance. Calibration implies a set point, a true north to which to align. Once attuned to our deepest knowing, the way becomes clear.
Once you get attuned, once you get into the flow, once you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, the way becomes clear.
Absolutely. And I think that it's so important that oftentimes we're not attuned to our own true north, right? Our own true north is your own connection to, well, you can read it any way you want, but I think it's your connection to source, your own connection. We often could find ourselves wavering from one thing to the next, wavering from one thing being important to something else, or overburdened by trying to prove something that may not be necessarily true.
I tell you, getting attuned in what's with you is so important. I saw this one seminar, a guy named Brian Tracy, he says, you know why most adults aren't happy? Because they haven't figured out yet what they're good at. Okay, the ones that are unhappy, that's not saying every adult feels that way, but the ones that he believes are walking around unhappy because they haven't figured out what they're good at. Another way of saying that, they haven't figured out what they themselves are attuned to do. Okay, they haven't figured out their lane yet, and they want to. I once had a conversation with a lady. She was in her mid-40s, and she had the same profession for 20-something years. She had been doing the same profession, same industry for 20-something years, and she was stable. She was stable in all her ways, and she had everything she wanted, looked like she was stable, but she wasn't happy because she said, I don't really know what I want to do in my life yet.
Sometimes we delay our happiness thinking that that's the only way that we can really provide enough attention to it, and we postpone our happiness until I do this, once I graduate that, once my kids graduate that, this, once I retire this, once I get this age, that, all of those things, those delayed gratifications, they can be a challenge. There needs to be something that you're working towards every day. I think you need the inspiration of accomplishment every day, whether it's your big goal or a small goal, but I think there needs to be something that is going to bring you joy when it's completed.
When I had that conversation, it was many years ago. I remember sitting there thinking, this was many years ago when I had the conversation with that person. I didn't have anything to say to help her. I didn't have any words for her at the time, but since then I've learned some stuff. But at the time, I felt inadequate in my ability to help her with this thought. You know, what do you tell someone who just say to you, I don't know what I want to do with my life? Some of you guys are good at that. What's up, Mark, man? How you doing? I called you yesterday, Mark, and I got your voicemail.
Brother Mark, he says, good morning, peeps. Only have a sec to dip in as I am running to a meeting. Whatever you do today, I appreciate this moment called.
That's it. Called.
I would presume it's going to say the present, but
yes. I called Mark because I needed him just for a minute, man. I had a question for him, but I'm gonna try again. Mark.
So absolutely, how are you going to recalibrate this weekend? You've been recalibrating each day at the end of the day with your crazy.
Well, that don't start. That's only on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's only on the weekends.
Okay. Craig says, for shout it out. That's right, Craig. He says, good morning. My name is Craig Stab. I'm with ADP and I'm here, ADT, and I'm here to protect what matters most. Call me at 571-575-8255. and 1086 to get your free home automation equipment. Absolutely. Dr. Debra said, I had to learn that recalibration does not mean failure.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that I am recalibrating now. I am loving this journey. Once I changed my perspective, I now find myself really looking forward to what's ahead. I think that was important. Brother Mark said, oops, I hit send too early. This moment called right now. At the end of the day, right now is where your miracle begins.
That's
absolutely.
Right. That's right. Dr. Dennis Waitley says, all we have is now, and then it's gone. Now, and then it's gone. Now, and then it's gone. That's it. We need to do what we can with what we have. Wow.
Absolutely. It's that important. It's that important to look at and value what you have. I have taken up one of those, who was it? Zig Ziglar, that said that he was told that whenever things are not working right, we play your tape. Was it not Zig?
Yeah,
no,
it was exactly right.
So I whenever things are not working on our Salesforce, we pop in one of your tapes and we listen and we regroup, right? And then his response was, well, why do you do it? Why'd you stop? Why don't you put it in anytime? Why did you wait
till sales were going down?
Right. Well, so I was getting ready to say, one of the things that I have, what has always worked for me is the gratitude exercise that is in Making Miracles in 40 Days. And I'm like, why do you ever stop?
Wow.
Why do you ever stop doing the gratitude exercise when you know that Making Miracles in 40 Days by Melody Beatty has always been an inspirational book for you, and has always been a recalibrating book for you. And then I was like, duh, and just went back into it. And right away, it's almost as if after the first exercise, you feel better.
Amazing. But the point is so good. Especially if you are fortunate enough to know what recalibrates you already. And fortunate is the person that knows. Lisa knows Making Miracles in 40 Days gets her head right. Okay. Gets her attitude right.
And cha-ching, it makes miracles.
And it makes miracles. Okay. So Lisa obviously just had a ping on her PayPal. Somebody paid an invoice.
Yes.
If you're an entrepreneur, I used to say salesperson, but if you're in sales at all, which means entrepreneurs, you can have a million problems. You can have 1,000 headaches, but one sale always makes you feel better. Okay. It did it for me this week. One sale makes you feel better. Yes, it does. So I'm glad for you, baby. Let me hold something. I love that line. Let me hold something. It came from a movie with Cedric the Entertainer and one of his cousins, always asking people for money. You go, kinfolk, let me hold something.
That's right, Miss Phyllis. Now and then it's gone. You only have now and then it's gone. Every moment, every second, every breath is here and then it's gone.
Miss Phyllis, just seeing Miss Phyllis here, because I know she walks. I know she's in New York. I know she takes public transportation, which is what everyone does in New York. I'm just hearkening on, I think I walk fast, okay? But I walk fast for North Carolina.
We found that out for sure and for true the last time we was in New York, because we were like, struggling to keep up with people.
Regular flow of foot traffic. Everybody was faster than us.
They're like, shit.
Even when we was trying to be fast.
Do they have jets on the back of their shoes or something?
Miss Phyllis too. We were walking with Miss Phyllis to a mall or something, and she natural for her to sprint it out. And I don't think New Yorkers think of themselves that way. It's just the way we do. We both are from New York, and we were living there. Yeah, we're former New Yorkers. When we were there, we did that too. But I promise you, New Yorkers on average walk a lot faster than us. There was this one time, me and Lisa was walking somewhere, and way behind us was this little Asian lady. Okay, and and there was a long block, so we were walking, trying to go. We were going to the train station or something, and this lady caught up to us and overlapped past us, and she moved on out, and then she was way ahead of us. How did that happen? We weren't standing still.
We were not standing still, but it sure felt like it.
Oh my gosh. There was a man in with crutches
Yes. How wrong is that? He caught up to us and then went on past us.
Oh my God.
Miss Phillips said, I don't try to keep up with the Joneses.
We weren't trying to. I'm just saying it just was so stark to us. They must have thought we were moseying.
I was about to say, I thought it was sweet. Remember the lady that we met?
Yeah, she was so nice.
That was giving us directions. Like, she went out of her way to not just give us directions. Shout out to New York, because people try to act like New York
is all mean. There are very nice people there.
Very nice people in New York. I was one of them. I think I was kicked out of New York because my grandmother thought I was going to get kidnapped because I was too nice. I talk to strangers all the time. But this lady not just gave us directions, but then she slowed down and took us where we were going.
I can take you.
I can just take you.
Yeah. That was so nice.
She walked with us, which required her slowing her
we had to
pace
ask her. We had to ask her, sis, could you slow down just a little bit? Because she was showing us where something was that we wanted to find.
And she was going. And like, you feel like, oh my God, I don't want to ask the nice lady who's going out of her way to take us somewhere. Could you slow it down? But she gonna be there before we finish. And oh my goodness, Jesus.
Miss Phillips says tourists. She's laughing. I got yes. Bill.
Yes, he passed us on his crutches. Zoom.
He has somewhere to go. New Yorkers walk as if they have someplace to go. Okay.
All the time, except me. I never did. I walked fast, but I never walked as if I had somewhere to go, which is why I got in so much trouble. I would walk like with the fast pace, but I would always make eye contact or look up at scenes and stuff. You're not supposed to do that. And
that's right. I always walk as if I had somewhere to go. Okay. If you saw me, I'm moving towards something. And people have said that to me throughout my life. You always look like you got somewhere to go because there's no other reason to be out here. Okay.
I think I will always look at people when I'm walking towards them as if I already know them. And that kind of pissed off some people.
A lot of people.
And I'm like, I don't understand that. When I got to Charlotte, let me tell you about the first
Lisa's committing crimes, making eye contact with strangers in New York.
And when I first got to Charlotte, I was like, I'm home. You know why? Because I drove down the street and people were honking and waving, just like in Mayberry RFD. When you drove past the house, they would go, beep, beep, how you doing? And I would be like, I don't know them, but they don't care. And then I would walk, and oh my God, people would be on their porch.
Can't do that.
I love
William Brown says, I always mosey. I got robbed in public around people because I accidentally made eye contact with a dude. Okay, I'm walking down Pitkin Avenue on a Saturday afternoon. Pitkin Avenue is a very busy street because you got street vendors selling fruits and vegetables and all that kinds of stuff on both sides of the street. So it's a very busy street, and people are always, and there's stores there too. The kind of stores with a stick man, and you negotiate the prices of your stuff. I see we're running out of time here. I'm gonna be very, very quick. But I'm walking, and I'm accidentally made eye contact with a dude that was bigger than me and taller than me. He goes, yo, man, you looking at me like you know me. Do you know me? I said, nah, man, I don't know you. I tried to go past him. And he's like, stop me. Nah, man, you looking at me. And he stopped me. Next thing you know, two other dudes that was closer to my height, they come up and they grab me. They start punching on me. I'm fighting back too. And they pulled me up to like a little bit on the corner there. And we were fighting, and they were holding me down. They were pinning me. They was trying to rob me. And then people saw this, and they started to watch. A small crowd gathered to watch what was happening. One lady in the crowd watching this says, oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Nobody was helping me. They got me.
It's obviously before the Samaritan's Law. You got to see something. You got to do something.
Well, they didn't. So anyway, they got me up in the air. One guy had both my legs. One guy had my arms. And the other dude, one of the little guys, went through my pockets and took whatever money I had. I didn't have much. And then they dropped me on the ground and ran off. Okay.
Yeah, Bill. I think
that was when I was a teenager.
New York City.
I was a teenager.
This is not the new New York City. They cleaned up New York City. It almost doesn't look like New York City.
Not my neighborhood, don't.
Brooklyn.
My neighborhood looks nice.
I haven't been to the Bronx to check on it. But Manhattan definitely doesn't look the same. Miss Phillips says LOL like Delancey, where you can
like Delancey,
name your price.
Yep.
You know.
Check it out, homeboy. Check it out. I know these jeans say $40, right? Check it out. I know they're $40. But for you, G,
$5.
That's what they do. And they expect you to negotiate the price. Delancey Street is not for meek. Okay. You got to be a little bit tough on Delancey Street. I loved Delancey Street, even as a teenager, buying school clothes. That's where you want to go. But the problem with buying school clothes on Delancey Street, because it was in Manhattan and I lived in Brooklyn, and so you get bags of your stuff. So when you bought the stuff, that was the fun process. But getting it home through East New York and Brownsville, that was the challenge because you get robbed. You know?
That's crazy.
That's what I grew up in. Okay, you're not coming. We coming. It's 9:49.
Oh, we appreciate you joining. We're gonna have to run up to the top and get these songs.
Are we
going.
gonna do it? Let's go. Quick.
Yeah, we're gonna get them going. Let's start from the bottom. Miss Phyllis here.
Miss Phyllis is here, so clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. We're thanking our regulars. Mr. William Brown is here. He has a jam. Good morning to our friend Bill. Nobody thinks like him still. We love him so, and we always will. Our friend Bill. There was another one who could spend an afternoon calling past clients and end up feeling good. Mark Greer has a jam too. So wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now. Dr. Debra Dunstan has a jam as well.
Dr. Debra, nonprofit strategist and funding coach.
Mm-hmm. Good morning. Craig Sabb has a jam. Craig Sabb, 1,000 degrees.
You'll be on your knees and you'll be burning, begging, please.
Brother Freeze, Craig. Miss Melissa Price has a jam too. Bam, 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 bam. Melissa's on.
And
now it's time for us to sing her song. Melissa's on. Good morning, Miss Melissa Price.
I hope the girls are back at school today. I hope everybody is feeling well. What?
Scroll.
Oh, I was going. I was trying to read as I go. Good morning again, Dr. Ephraim. Thank you for joining us. Dr. Beverly.
Miss Belinda Houston has a jam too. Hollywood swinging. Good morning, Miss Belinda. Good morning to you.
That's right. Dr. Beverly.
Dr. Beverly has a logo. Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. Okay, we got Melissa.
I think we got everybody now, babe.
Oh, good. Praise God.
And just in time. We hope that you take some time to recalibrate this week.
That's a good word.
We look forward to seeing those of you who join us at Unbreakable Faith Incorporated's business launch tomorrow with Michelle DeWitt. We look forward to it. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you're available to come, please inbox me and I'll get you the details. And I look forward to speaking at that event tomorrow, as well as coming back to see you guys on Monday, refreshed and renewed.
Amen. I hope you have a fantastic week and God bless you.
And don't forget to have sex.